impressed.
Literally, she pressed the button to start podcast, and I am impressed.
I'm impressed. Welcome to Text Me Back Podcast, the only podcast where Lindy pressed the button for a change.
It's true. It is the only podcast where Lindy pressed the button for a change.
You don't know that.
Totally factual. Do you go on other podcasts and press their buttons as well?
Maybe.
Oh my God.
What if you found out that I had like 9 secret podcasts?
All your other podcasts are solvent.
Yep. Oh yeah. I'm rich.
I knew it.
I got a big fake mattress in every room in the house.
Oh, I knew it. God damn it.
No, but speaking of this business, you may have noticed something different about me today.
I did.
I'm beautiful.
Yeah, you look great.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying an experiment called, do the videos do better if I look prettier?
I was just thinking that too, because, we fell off because we used to do full length videos and then we kind of got lazy. Well,
no.
I did. I don't want to make them and they take forever. And then we didn't really do a lot of social clips. Now, Perfect Angel producer Allie is doing social clips for us, which means that sometimes she makes the videos and I say, oh dear. Did you guys know that Meagan was born in 1982 and it shows?
Okay, you have no right to say any
so crusty, crusty.
You always look beautiful because you're always like doing a press conference for Day Job LLC and you look like a supermodel and I look like scraped shit.
Like butter spread over too much bread.
Like feces scraped over too much bread.
Yeah. Yep.
So today I was like, you know what? In this house, we believe in science.
Yep.
So I'm going to try a science experiment called put on a real shirt.
Yep.
Put on a bra. Ever heard of it? Yeah. Wash hair. Oh, we used to do a segment called Did Lindy Wash These Guys?
We used to. And today?
Today? Yes.
Got them.
Lindy Wash These Guys.
Yeah.
If you're listening audially, I'm pointing at my bangs. I don't like how the ring light reflects on my glasses, so I put my contacts in.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And
I gotta say though, the unfortunate thing about this is that this is not sustainable.
Meagan,
I can't do this.
No,
I can't do this once a week. So everyone, watchers, listeners, take a moment. Look how pretty we look. Because the crust is ever creeping back into our lives. So don't get excited.
You're never seeing this much rouge again.
You think I'm going to put on this Fenty gloss bomb every week for you people when you haven't even subscribed to the patreon.com/textmebackpod?
No, I'm gonna try though, Megs. I'm gonna try. We'll see how the video does.
I will say that one of my greatest motivators is my deep and unceasing narcissism and ego and obsession with how I look. So it might be sustainable, We'll see.
We should do what if we tried we picked a month and we say the month of June and we said it's TMB Beauty Month. And we're looks maxing. It's looks maxing summer. It's BBW looks maxing summer 2025. And then we see how the numbers do, how the videos perform during looks maxing summer. And unfortunately, if they perform well, we have to start doing that. We have to start hitting our face with a hammer.
Damn. I hate it when they get you like that.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Well, let us know what you think. How beautiful does my blush look today? By the way, I did not have a press conference today. I just went to lunch with my friend Brian. We got chicken sandwiches. I'm still on my pickle journey. The pickle on this chicken sandwich, delicious. I forgot to mention this last week, and then we can start the show, but I ordered a chicken sandwich from room service when I was in New York. One of the worst chicken sandwiches I've ever had. It was very sad because it looked beautiful. And here's what ruined it, folks. I'm so sorry to say this because it set my journey back significantly. It was the pickles.
Oh, no.
Because the pickles had some sort of skunky taste. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if it was like the pickling liquid they use. If you're a pickler, can you write in and let me know what that was about? But the skunky pickle flavor permeated the entire sandwich, thus skunkifying the whole experience. And it was a huge setback for the pickle resolution of 2025. But we're back. We're a little bit back on track now.
I hate to hear that.
I know.
I hate to hear that, Megs.
Me as well.
Because I don't think...
What's that?
That's Saham talking loudly about how he made a pile of clothes on the floor. That's what I don't know. That's what I heard him say.
I was like, is that the radio?
A local paper jabber made a pile of clothes on the floor.
Babber jabber clothes on the floor.
Well, two things. If you don't know what we were just saying, listen back to episode 11 of this podcast where it's called Lindy's grandpa foiled the killer or something.
Yeah, something like that.
My grandpa was a radio man and he talked like that. Thing two, if you're not as online as us, the young men are hitting their faces with hammers to reshape the bones. It's as part of
They are?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know.
No, I thought you were just joking.
No. So
I thought you were just saying something weird.
No. Oh, I'm so glad I brought this up then. So the incels now, as part of their looks maxing procedures, they are not just, so they do like jaw exercises to like clench their jaws to build up their jaw muscles. But one of them figured out that if you hit your bones with a tiny hammer, they grow bigger or something. And so now they're hitting their face bones with a tiny hammer to make their jawline bigger and more square.
Can I offer a suggestion to, I know that I don't think any male incels listen to this podcast, but
I think it's a pretty high percentage actually.
If you're listening in the back of your mother's Toyota Highlander and you can hear my voice, it is so much easier and so much safer to just strike up a conversation with the girl with no expectations of where it's going to go, and critically be normal. Ask her questions about herself. Be interested in what she's interested in. Genuinely, you don't need to smash your face with a hammer. You could just be a normal human man. It's actually not that difficult.
They've got it all wrong. They think what they need to do is looks maxing, but what they need to do is personality maxing.
Personality max.
It's
please.
The only thing that will help. The looks maxing won't even help. If you're horrible.
Yeah, it's like, I can't tell you how many dudes I've met that were so handsome, and the second you speak to them, you say, I'm dried up. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Please read a book. Go to a play. I don't know. See a movie. Develop a personality.
Take a shower. Sure.
Oh, for sure.
Take a shower. Get a haircut. You don't have to. It's not enhancing my experience if you hit your face with a small hammer.
Exfoliate.
Sure.
Yes. Hammer. I don't think so, pal.
I
don't think so, pal.
How about be nice to people?
Oh, interesting. I really think that the critical piece here is you can't go into every conversation feeling entitled to a smooch or more. Just be a normal human person who wants to get to know other human beings, and maybe someone will let you touch their butt.
Interesting.
It's always worked for me.
Interesting. You know what? I know that I look gorgeous today, but I do from time to time look ugly as hell. And yet I have a good personality.
Yes.
2 spouses.
I was going to say 2 butts. She gets to touch 2 butts. Okay. So maybe, I don't know, watch some sketch comedy and see how that goes.
Repeat what they say. I mean, not to us, it'll be annoying, but like to other people.
I'll get the reference, but they won't.
I mean, it's like, Look, I'm drowning in butts over here. I can't move for butts. I have to say, not now. Not now.
Neck deep. Listen, I'm neck deep in ass, so I'm all set. I'm just saying, you want to get like me? Write a joke, a single joke.
Here's what you need to do. Become a universally beloved delight.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
It was so easy for me. Come on. Jesus. Come on, son. Literally, come on, son. Sons. Oh.
You know what we should do? You know what we should do, Megan? We should run a boot camp for sons.
Oh my God.
Personality boot camp for sons.
We should call it Is Our Children Learning?
Yes.
And like mostly you just learn, you have to wash your ass.
Yep.
That's the main thing.
Yep.
And number 2, put the hammer down.
Yeah.
That's lesson number 2. You put that on down. I'm going to hand you some face wash and some moisturizer.
Mm-hmm.
Just do that.
Do that.
And we're going to watch some films. Not historical nonfiction. Documentaries. No, we will not be watching any World War II documentaries. We are going to be watching movies where you have to empathize with the other characters. That is a very strong lesson 1B after wash ass is empathy.
We will not be watching Joker.
No. Unless you want to do a meta commentary about how bad it is. I will allow that, but I think that's too advanced.
That's in graduate level is our children learning. Entry level 101. We're watching what are we watching, Megs?
I don't know. What are we watching? I think we have to start really small. Like I think we need to start with like the remake of Jumanji. You know, with like Jack Black, like Jack Black and The Rock, because they'll follow Jack Black. I've seen it. The sons love Jack Black, and so which makes sense. He's a perfect person,
and they love Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Now, the great thing about Jumanji is that speaking of having empathy for other people, it's like those guys are technically like teenagers inside.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting to watch them act out as Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Jack Black and, you know, others at like kind of as teens. I think that's a good place to start because they will just be happy about the Jack Black stuff. And then all of a sudden, is our children learning? Yes, they are.
You know what our children is learning should watch? And this is earnest. I'm being earnest. I'm so sorry. Not Ernest.
Ernest goes to Is Our Children Learning Camp.
No. But when Ernest goes to Is Our Children Learning Camp, they should watch, I think they should watch Freaks and Geeks. Because it's like, it's so funny. It's not mean. Mm-hmm. And I think it addresses just these issues where the geeks are like, no girls like us. But then they learn that actually you can just talk to the girls and sometimes they'll be your friends.
Yeah, sometimes they'll be your friends. Sometimes they will go on a date with you. But critically, you are not entitled to a girl's time and attention.
But sometimes if you're nice and you be yourself all the time, such as Bill Haverchuck does, then you get to have 7 minutes in heaven with Vicky.
Something to think about. You know what? Another thing that we learned on Freaks and Geeks, that also having a partner is not all it's cracked up to be, right? So like basically there's one or two episodes where the geeks are like, God, actually going on a date with this person, having to like hide my personality and like not be who I am and not have the interests, not like sort of announce the interests that I actually have is like kind of sucks. And I would rather hang out with my friends. And there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you a bad person. Mm-hmm. It makes you a normal human being.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, actually, it's like, literally, you think you want to go out with Cindy Sanders. You don't.
She's boring as hell, as it turns out. Fucking Kevin agrees.
Yep, that's right.
Anyway, all that said, we're going to do our show now. We're going to do our little program. We've got some exciting segments to share with you, such as everyone's favorite Whatcha Watchin.
Huge Whatcha Watchin this week, Megs.
Huge Whatcha Watchin this week. Also, we have an update from last week's segment, which is called Conspiracies. It's not one.
Conspiracies : debunked.
Conspiracies, debunked. It's called Unsolved Mysteries, Mystery Solved. And it's hosted by Lindy.
It's called In This House, We Believe in Science.
Yeah. Ever heard of it? But first, we have a quick business update, which means I get to play the song.
Bubba business. Bubba business.
Here it is. Here's our business update. Last week, we talked about one of my all-time favorite messages that we get from people, which is your show helps me get through this dark time through which we are living, because that's why Lindy and I made the show in the first place, because we wanted a diversion. Selfishly, we wanted a diversion from the hellscape in which we currently live. But my second favorite accolade that we get is you reunited me with my best friend.
Yeah.
And we just got one, which I would like to read the email, although I guess I'll change the name since I didn't ask this person for permission.
Yeah.
But it just says, I just wanted to take the time to tell you, I think your podcast is truly the greatest of all time. Girl, I agree. And thank you for saying it. Finally, someone speaks the truth.
Yeah.
There I was listening to normal gossip when I heard your episode and said to myself, wait a minute, these women are hilarious. It's so true.
So true.
It's so true. So much so that when I heard you two had your own podcast, I said, yes, please, and proceeded to listen to all the episodes in chronological order. I bet that was crazy.
No.
Mentally.
They're
for
all
you,
good. They're all
Thank you. For the last couple of months, I developed a close parasocial relationship with two new besties. That's us. Your friendship is a special one. I agree. There is nothing like the bond between two people that grew up together. Your friendship reminded me so much of my relationship with my childhood friend, Dana. We drifted apart as we got older and we live on opposite sides of the country, but your incredible friendship actually inspired me to start talking to her again. We now have phone call dates on Wednesday and Thursday nights, and it's the absolute best. We just laugh our asses off the entire time. We have plans to see each other in a few months. Thank you for reminding the world how important it is to prioritize friendship in adulthood, because I'm not sure I would have if it were not for the two of you. Love you so much, Jess. I actually didn't change their names, so don't sue me. Thank you. Jess, Dana, my two best friend queens. Thank you for that message. It's so beautiful. I love to hear it. And if we've reunited you with your best friend, don't you think that's worth like $8 a month? Like somewhere between $3 and $8 a month?
So
somewhere
true.
between $30 and $80 a year? Like such a small price to pay for being reunited with your best friend.
Because what you've received in return is, they're saying, priceless. So
that's what they're saying.
You're rich.
They're saying you can't put a price on it, but if I were going to put a price on it, I would say somewhere between $30 and $80 a year.
Yeah.
Or $3 to $8 a month.
That's right.
That's
I so think, true, Megs.
You know, I believe in laissez-faire economics. I believe in free markets. And I think that the price you could put on reuniting with your bestie due to a podcast is somewhere between $30 and $80 a year or $3 to $8 per month.
Yeah, I think that's what Alan Greenspan said.
Yeah, that's a guy. And he said that. And so did Jerome Powell. When he set the interest rates on best friendships, that's what he said. So if you're somebody who has been reunited with their bestie, or you're reuniting with your bestie curious, perhaps you could financially support the show. Patreon.com/textmebackpod. And then we can keep making the show. Further reuniting more best friends. Hello.
And what's more powerful in this modern world? What do we need?
Actually, literally nothing. Like, literally nothing is more important in this moment than maintaining close relationships with people you love and care about. Because they're trying to pull us apart, folks. That's what they're trying to do. And this is out now, not a bit. I'm being serious. You have got to text your loved ones. And if this podcast encouraged you to do it, and you have $30 to $80 per year or $3 to $8 a month to spare, patreon.com/textmebackpod. Something to think about. Jerome Powell's doing it.
He can't stop doing it.
Can't stop doing it.
You know who's doing it? John. What's that guy's name? Keynes?
Oh!
Milton? Morgan?
Milton?
Manfred?
I think it's Milton.
Yeah.
And Keynes, and he's saying it more and more.
He's like, blah, 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 blah.
I know.
Best friends.
From Milton Keynes to Stuart Varney, who I believe is on Fox Business. He might also be dead. I'm not sure.
To Jim Varney, who's a famous alum of Is Our Children Learning Goes to Camp.
He washes his ass. And so do you, Patreon subscribers. That's a business update. I love it when you guys write in and tell us nice stories about the way the podcast impacts your life positively. And on a serious note, we would love to keep making it for the rest of our lives. So please support it if you can. Patreon.com.
And thanks to all of you who already do. We love you. And
we love you the most.
Me too. Sorry, everyone else. But you can feel our love too.
Especially you, Janet Yellen.
No, that's good.
Yeah. I bet she would subscribe, don't you think?
Yeah. Do you know her? Can you email her?
Girl boss, Janet. Okay, that's our business update.
But also, if you're Jess and Dana, we're not exploiting you.
No! We would never do that.
We genuinely love your best friendship.
We really do. Two best friends, I think, went on a road trip to come see us live in Portland. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So
cute. I love to hear it.
I love to feel like other people love the podcast as much as me, because I love it. Megan doesn't do this, but I do this. I go back and listen to old episodes.
Oh, no, I don't do that.
You don't even listen to the current episode.
I don't. I know I don't. I used to listen to it a lot. And then it just was like, I already saw it. I already know what happens.
I have such a bad memory that I listened to like an episode from 2 weeks ago and I laugh.
It's fresh.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do like to read the transcripts. I like to be, if I just want to be reminded, I'll read the transcripts. But the actual act of listening it's a challenge.
Well, I drive a lot,
out
here in the woods. The stuff we come up with, Mex. You wouldn't believe it.
The things we say. The things we say on this program. Thank you for your business. Catch you at patreon.com/textmebackpod. By the way, I can't officially announce it yet, but we have some hot things coming on the Patreon. So keep your eyes peeled at patreon.com/textmebackpod. Up next, Whatcha Watchin? America's favorite segment. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Text Me Back podcast. The only podcast that's back.
It's a podcast. We're casting pod all over this place. Okay?
Megan, that's filthy.
That reminds me, I know it sounds really gross, but it reminds me of how, Letterman used to have Foo Fighters on and he would say, every night they're out there fighting Foo. It got me every time. Every single time. Loved it.
Well, speaking of things that people say on TV,
nailed it.
It's time for the return of the segment closest, nearest, and dearest to our hearts. It's Whatcha Watchin.
It's Whatcha Watchin. We don't have a song for it.
It's Whatcha Watchin, we don't have a song. It's Whatcha Watchin, we don't have a song. It's Whatcha Watchin.
We don't have it. Oh, I was trying to harmonize.
No, that was good. Oh, wait, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Whatcha Watchin, you don't have a song. It's Whatcha Watchin, we don't have a song.
That's not right.
It was good.
It was fine. What you watching, Lindy?
Megan, oh, something's changed in my life.
There's been a cosmic shift.
There has been a cosmic shift, Megan. It's like, well, this hasn't happened to me, but I feel like it's like if a relationship ended and you were so sad, but that, like, you know, but you both agreed that, like, it was special, and you were soulmates on some level, and, you know, you would always remember each other, and then that person goes and marries someone else, and you're like, oh no, they really love that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can tell you thought you had something special, but
no,
but then you see them.
What you had was a mere Xerox copy of true love.
Like, they didn't even know what true love was, and neither did you, and you'll that's how all of my other video games feel watching me play Baldur's Gate 3.
Poor Dave the Diver is just weeping.
Oh my God.
Stroking a photo of you playing. And
crying into his sushi. So I freaking cranked up Baldur's Gate 3 last night, or maybe 2 days ago I started it. Baldur's Gate 3 is a role-playing game based on Dungeons and Dragons. So you, like, build your character, and I decided to just build the character that I made in our real life Dungeons and Dragons session last summer, Toadus Wormstone, Dwarven Bard. Yes. I was like, sure, I gotta stay true to Toadus. So I created Toadus in the game. I'm obsessed because here are the things that I like about it. They are as follows. 1, I'm just a regular guy. Toadus is just a regular guy. I feel like in every other video game, you start the game and they're like, guess what? You're the chosen one. Armageddon's in 5 minutes. Here's a to-do list. And I'm immediately stressed. Toadus? Toadus just a guy. He's just a guy. He has some things on his to-do list, but the fate of the world, at least so far, is not in Toadus's hands. He's just a little dwarf bard. He just has his lute, and he wants to sing his little songs. Yeah. He has one main problem, which is that there's a worm in his brain. Oh, topical. Oh, yeah.
And a little Janine for him.
Yeah, he's got a little Janine. He's got a little Janine in his head. You wake up. Okay, the game starts. You're on this alien spaceship that's owned by the Mind Flayers, and the Mind Flayer is like a guy with worms for a face.
I've seen a picture. I can't say I care for it.
Yeah, he's not cute. Although I am told that you can have sex with one in the game. I haven't.
That's what I have also been told, and I don't like that.
I don't like that. That option has not been presented to me yet, and when it is, I'm going to say no, thank you.
Don't even bother rolling for sexy time.
No,
it's not.
Toadus will not roll for engorgement.
He will not roll for horny.
So. But you wake up. Toadus wakes up in this pod on this freaking Mind Flayer ship. The Mind Flayer is like, "Hey, guess what? It's Janine time," and he puts a worm into my eyeball. Oh, I know. And then there's other people in all these other pods. He puts worms in all their eyeballs. Somehow, I literally already don't remember because even though I just did it, we escape, and then there's a battle, and then the ship crashes, and then you exit the ship. You meet up with all the other people on the ship, and you're like, "Hey, we've all got these worms in our brains. We should like hook up and do something about it. We should try to figure this out." And so then you just walk around. This is all I've ever wanted in a video game. You just wander around and you meet a bunch of different guys, and they all have different problems, and they're like, "Can you help me with my problem?" And I'm like, "Yes." Absolutely. And then I help them with their problems. I sort their shit out for them. They're like, "Oh, the druids are trying to kick us out of our special grove where we're hiding from the goblins. Can you convince the druids to stop?" And then I'm like, "Yes." And because I'm a bard, I don't even have to fight anyone. I just have like really good charisma and persuasion. And so I just go up to them and I'm like, "Listen, just let these guys hang out here. They don't, these guys suck. They can't fight the goblins.
Yeah.
Just let them stay. Let them stay in the grove. And the druids are like, okay, you're right, Toadus. Because I'll stop. I won't talk about this forever, but I just didn't realize until I started playing Baldur's Gate that I don't like all the responsibility that's always foisted upon me in every video game. Okay, the best thing about Baldur's Gate is that it's turn-based combat. So basically, you run into like some enemies, and then the game is like, freeze frame, freeze, time out, Zach Morris, time out. And then everyone just stands there. And then the game's like, so what do you want to do, Toadus? You want to hit that guy with an arrow? You want to throw a spell?
Yeah. You want to like devastatingly read his ass for filth in front of everybody?
That's Toadus's main skill.
Nice.
And then you just are like, yeah, let me read his ass for filth in front of everybody. And you just hit that button, and then Toadus does it. And then it's like, okay, next guy, what do you want to do? And it's like, I didn't realize how much anxiety and stress I was carrying around from these freaking live action combat games where you're running around a beautiful landscape, picking flowers to make potions with, and you're helping, gnomes find their dog. And then all of a sudden a monster jumps out of a hole and attacks you, and you have to, in real time, hit it correctly with your sword, and you have to learn all the buttons. I didn't have to learn any buttons. Like, it's just like, nice. Anyway, so I just feel like
I am very button avoidant.
I know.
That's like why I don't play modern video games, is because I never evolved past like a Game Boy number of buttons, which is like 4 total buttons, I think.
Next time you come visit, there's a different learning curve in Baldur's Gate 3, which is that you have to learn a million different statistics, but where it's like I don't actually know I don't really understand what I'm doing at any point. Like, it's like, hey, do you want to level up your integrity? I'm like, sure. Yeah. Like, I don't know what anything does, but that's fine. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but what I could tell you is that I'm not stressed, and I'm not.
I love that.
And it really feels like a living world with lots of stuff happening. And because I'm not the chosen one, it's very like open. Like, it's not like linear. Like, oh, you got to get over here before everything's ruined.
You're just wandering around. I mean, I think that's like the appeal of Dungeons and Drag Queens, which is like my primary, interaction with Dungeons and Dragons in general, besides the movie, which is very good, by the way.
So good. Oh, add that to the Is Our Children Learning
yes,
movie list.
Where is Jonathan? Because it's a very good film. It's a very good film. Written by Sam from Freaks and Geeks, which explains everything. So, but like, it's such a fun show to watch, Dungeons and Drag Queens, because, all the characters have their own backstories, and clearly they've all come together for a purpose, and they're trying to reveal what that purpose might be. But it just leads to a lot of really funny moments where like they ended up accidentally canonically murdering hit record producer Mark Ronson in the world of the game. So he's dead canonically in Dungeons and Drag Queens. It's just funny. They're just wandering around. At one point, they try to rob a demon, and it goes really badly. But they really need something that the demon has, and they can't think of another way to get it. So they turn around and go back and be like, hey, I know we just tried to rob you, but we'd like to apologize. And if you can roll a high enough number, the demon will be like, that's badass. Yeah, thanks for coming back. Yeah, I'll help you guys. That was crazy. But you've convinced me. So it's kind of fun in that way. It's like, it is more like watching a show or reading a book than it is like, I'm so stressed I have to get over there to do the fight. It's a little bit more chill in that. Well, obviously there are fights they need to fight and everything, but
and also I am not good at it, and I am dying all the time. I am constantly dying, but that's fine. You just got to save a lot. But if you're one of the developers of Baldur's Gate 3, could you add an Easter egg where Mark Ronson is dead?
Yeah, could you?
That would change my life even more than you already have. Okay, just that. Before we move on, I just want to say 2 things. One thing about this game that I wasn't expecting is that during character creation. I could not figure out how to like actually change the features of Toadus's face. Like it was like choose from these like 8 different faces, and then you can like change their eye color, you can give them freckles, you can change their skin color, but you can't like make their nose bigger or smaller, which you usually can do in a character creator. So maybe it is in there and I just didn't find it. Whatever. I'm happy with Toadus's face. So, but as far as I can tell, it didn't offer that. But it did allow me to choose Toadus's penis. So, okay. There were like 5 different penises. I couldn't really tell the difference. I think it was just like...
Oh, they show them up on the screen and you make the selection.
Yeah, I mean, you can... So, at first, you're going through it and it's like, choose penis. And you click on it and then it's just...
you say, penis?
Yeah. But it shows... It's just showing him in his clothes. And then I'm cycling through the penises trying to be like, how do I tell? But then I noticed there's a toggle that's like, hide clothes. So I was like, okay. And then it was like, oh, there it is.
Oh, Toadus sexted you.
I know.
Yeah, geez.
Yeah. So there were like, weirdly, like 2 vulvas and like 5 penises. And I don't know why that is.
Not a little discrepancy in variety. Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's because at least from my perception, it was like circumcised, hairy, circumcised, shaved, uncircumcised, hairy, uncircumcised, shaved, default, which is some sort of combo. I chose default.
Yeah.
But then
I don't want to know any more about anyone's penis in this game. It's too much. I like, on the one hand, I guess I support it because it means that you can have trans characters. Like you could make a character who's reflective of you in every way, which I think is a lovely thought. I would like to reiterate, though, this podcast is sex negative. And I don't like that.
Yeah. So to be clear, I think that the reason why it lets you choose the genitals is because so then you can choose the gender identity and you can choose the genitals and then you can also choose non-binary. I think it's just to give people more options in like, yeah, exactly. Making.
I'm not mad about it in theory. I just feel like I know a lot about Toadus and we've never even met.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Toadus is a gentleman. I realized something important about Toadus just yesterday when I was playing, which is that I looked at Toadus. Toadus is a dwarf. He's small. He has short legs. He has a beautiful copper beard. He has 2 different colored eyes. He has an incredible spirit. He's Barry. He's my dog. I didn't even have to use the AI. I didn't have to kill 1,000 otters to find out what my dog would look like as a man because I made him in the character creator and his name's Toadus.
And his name is Toadus.
Which brings me to my final point, which is that this game has the woke mind virus. It's indoctrinating our children. Is our children learning? Yes. What I'm dealing with right now is that there's this druid who is power hungry and she's trying to expel all the refugees and she's exploiting the fear of the other druids to get rid of the refugees.
Allegory alert.
And like, is our children learning to care about refugees? Yes. And did the right-wing gamer community make a peep? Probably, but not that big of one because
I
the game
don't remember
rocks.
it if they did.
So anyway, I'm proud to be playing this game and this game is my life now. And if you're one of the tieflings trapped in the grove being expelled by the evil druid,
give us a call.
Give us a call, please. I would love to talk to you.
Yeah.
But hang tight. Toadus is on it.
I'm rooting for you.
Thank you. We'll cut half of that out.
That's what you say every week, and every week somehow it doubles.
Oh my God.
Do you want to know what I'm watching?
So bad.
Okay. I'm watching a documentary about Luther Vandross that they've got on, I guess they call it Max now, but I will always call it HBO. Luther Vandross is so important.
Yeah.
To me, the documentary is called Luther, Never Too Much, named after one of his best songs ever.
Is our children learning about
Is
Luther?
our children learning about? Here's the thing. We've talked a lot this episode about is our children learning? The answer is no. They don't know enough about Luther Vandross.
No.
He's so important, and his voice is such a beautiful, smooth little stick of butter. It's a balm for the soul. And it's crazy because Luther Vandross was such a pleasant, kind individual, but his voice was so pure. It drove everyone sexually mad, which is so interesting because it's kind of at odds with his actual personality, which is like pretty mild-mannered.
Yeah.
But the people were just, I feel, tearing their clothes off every time he turned the corner because they were like, because his voice, I mean, you don't get that a lot these days. You don't get a lot of like compulsive denuding at concerts as much because someone's voice is so soulful and beautiful that there's nothing you can do but be naked sexually.
I mean, other than Toadus Wormstone, famous bard, I can't think of anyone. I can't think of anyone.
I really can't. I mean, like, I feel very strong feelings about Beyonce, but I've never seen anyone take their clothes off at her concert.
No.
You know?
No.
I've never seen that.
No.
Anyway, the documentary is very beautiful, and it, talks about Luther's life. Obviously, his weight was a huge subject of his life the whole time he was alive, which I literally am disgusted at the way we treated this man.
Also, probably part of why he died.
Like, literally, like his weight yo-yoed a lot. It did not seem, based on this documentary, that he was losing weight in a way that was healthy or sustainable. And so as a result, his weight went up and down, which is not good for your body. One, it sort of like permanently upsets your metabolism forever. So if you are someone who cares about your weight, it like that sort of dieting sort of permanently destroys your whole setup. But that's not important. The important thing is, like, obviously he felt a great deal of pressure from the tabloid press to comedians to the community of like, oh, he's like, he just felt very self-conscious about his body. And so he dieted and he got really sick. Like he did ultimately die of complications of a stroke. And I think it's pretty likely that like this sort of crash dieting contributed to those health problems when it would have just probably been better to just be a little bit chunky.
And like, I don't know, maybe let a once in a generation talent spend his time and energy on making his art
instead of getting up his ass about being chunky,
about donuts.
Who cares? Literally. Obviously, his sexuality was a sort of a big part of his life too. He didn't feel comfortable being his full, true Luther, but it's so beautiful to listen back on some of his love songs and picture who you think he's actually singing about. Like, to me, that it made the documentary a little bit more beautiful in that sense. So he just had like a rough life, and it seems like he was just kind of tortured from his sexuality to his weight. Like, there's a very famous bit from the original Kings of Comedy, which I guarantee you none of our listeners have ever watched. But it was one of the most popular comedy tours of all time, with Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer, and Bernie Mac. And I used to have it on DVD, and I used to watch it all the time. The Bernie Mac part does not hold up. But anything involving Steve Harvey is very good. But anyway, Cedric the Entertainer has this whole bit about how he loves Luther Vandross, but I don't fuck with Lil Luther. I only want fat Luther. And, obviously, like, stuff like that really bothered him and made him feel insane. It's like, no matter what size his body was, it wasn't right. Like, now we don't even like his singing if he's skinny. We only like it when he's fat, but we make fun of him when he's fat, so it just seemed like such a difficult path for him to be on. He was like besties with Oprah also, right? Yes. So it's like the two of them were, I think, just in a sort of toxic stew together. Right. It was not good. Not good. Poor Luther. But I learned so much about him too. I'm a fan of Luther, but I don't know that much about him. I did not know he actually got his start on Sesame Street. they had, like, when Sesame Street was first on, they had like an all black singing group and he was part of it. And he was so talented that they were like, come forward. That guy should be in the front. And he sang backup for a lot of artists for a long time, including David Bowie. Oh, he has a writing credit on Young Americans because he was like, you should do it like this. And David Bowie was like, huh, okay. And so, like, everything you like about Young Americans is because of Luther Vandross. So he was making a lot of his money in his early career singing backup, and also, I discovered, writing commercial jingles, which is near and dear to this podcast's heart because your dad used to write commercial jingles.
That's
Every
right.
last one was a banger. And so in the documentary, they play some of Luther's jingles that he wrote. And let me tell you something. This man, Luther Vandross, had no business, absolutely no business, composing these motherfucking bangers for Miller High Life, KFC. He's got one for Greyhound that I'm going to play in a minute that did something to me. I don't know. And he's got one for this restaurant called Gino's. I don't know what Gino's is, but it sounds like it's like a buffet of some kind, like a Golden Corral, I think it is. I'm not totally sure. You have to hear this. This shit is unbelievable. What this man was just sort of casually dropping for 30-second spots on regional cable. Like, listen to this Gino's commercial.
Gino's, you go for the food we've got. Gino's, you go for it sizzling hot. Gino's, you go for the food. Burgers, french fries, chicken too. Gino's, salad bars, steaks and milkshakes. Gino's, you go for the food. Gino's, you go for the food we've got. We've got it. Gino's, you go for it sizzling hot. Gino's, you go for the food.
This man said, sizzling hot. How dare you, Luther Vandross, say sizzling hot like that? How dare you? You think you can just come on my TV talking about sizzling hot?
Megan, I almost burst into tears as soon as it started.
Like, who didn't go to Gino's because of that commercial? It's probably a shorter list because I know that line was out the door after that commercial came out. I know it was.
Megan,
you go for the food.
I don't mean to derail because I want to hear the other
Please.
jingles. But an internet video that I return to time and time again is there's this video of Dionne Warwick, Elton John, Whitney Houston, and Luther Vandross, and they're singing "That's What Friends Are For." And Dionne goes first.
Mm-hmm.
She sounds beautiful.
Yes.
Elton goes, I think he's fine. Whitney goes.
Why was Elton in that? But please continue.
It could have been the one. There's one with Stevie Wonder also. I can't remember, but I can't remember which is which. Anyway,
Yeah.
whatever. Whitney goes, and Whitney is like from outer space. You're like,
Yeah.
holy shit! I've never.
Who could possibly defeat?
You leave your body, and you're
Yeah.
like, how is this even real?
Yeah.
And then Luther comes in,
Oh Lord.
and Whitney like falls to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a pinnacle of human achievement. I watch it all the time. But I'm just like, there are certain things that make me cry, and that's one of them. And so sometimes when the Zoloft has too hard of a grip on me, and I'm like, I need to let a little emotion out, I'll watch. There's a couple different videos I watch, and that's how I feel about Luther. It's like he represents goodness and brilliance and magic on a scale heretofore unseen and maybe never to be seen again.
I think maybe never to be seen again. I mean, there really is something special about a person who is beloved by the greats in their own industry. Like it's like your favorite comic type of deal. Like that's Luther. Like he had the juice to back it up. And the fact he brought that level of stank to a fucking Gino's commercial. It's like, that tells you everything you need to know. Like, Luther's going to half-ass a Gino's commercial? Please, no. He's going to put his whole La Fussy into it. And your ass will be going to Gino's for dinner tonight. You're welcome.
Well, it's not an option for, like, it's like, he's like, this is the music that I make. This is the quality that I bring.
Right. It's so, I mean, it's kind of like, I'm so sorry to Luther Vandross, but it's kind of like David Lynch directing that anti-littering commercial for the city of New York. It's a David Lynch movie. It's a David Lynch film. Like, the Gino's restaurant jingle is a Luther Vandross song. You know, it just happens to be an ad. Like, that anti-littering commercial is a David Lynch film. It's just about not throwing trash on the ground, and it's because that encourages rats. Like, it's just like the type of art, the type of artist that can never not be who they are. I think that is so special. Or like, never, as David Bowie once said, never plays to the what did
gallery.
You say? Never plays to the gallery, you know. And I think that's Luther to the most amazing degree, because we're not going to play all of his jingles, but I encourage you to watch this documentary because it's very good. It's very sad, but they play a lot of his jingles. Not all of them I could even find online. But I did find this one that I'm going to play. It's a little bit long, but
worth it.
It's good. We'll talk about it on the other end of this, because it's going to make you want to do something you never thought you would ever want to do. So listen to this, please.
People across America, from New York to LA, they're going with number one. They're going the Greyhound way. Go Greyhound. Go Greyhound. Go Greyhound. Go Greyhound. No need to worry about driving when there's someone you can trust. Go Greyhound and leave the driving to us.
Oh man, a couple things. I want to ride a bus. I want to ride on a Greyhound. Why does it sound so beautiful? Why does it sound like that would be the greatest road trip I've ever taken?
I mean, it
No
implies
roaches on the bus. No roaches on the bus.
It implies that Luther will be on the bus.
It doesn't play Luther will be on the bus, which I don't think he will be.
Maybe he will be in spirit.
Second, how many people got pregnant to that Greyhound jingle? Why is it so sexy? What, you know what I mean?
I went to another place while that was playing. I had my eyes closed. I was dancing.
Somebody,
Meagan.
they play the little, what do you call that little cascading triangle sound?
Like chimes.
Yeah, they played the little chimes, and then the background singer said, "Go Greyhound," and I said, "I will." Yeah, I'm gonna take a bus from New York to LA.
Okay, if within a week of this episode coming out, we get 50 new Patreon subscribers, Meagan and I will take the Luther Vandross Memorial Greyhound Tour, Text Me Back podcast, live extravaganza.
Yeah, tiny mics everywhere. We're taking the Luther Vandross Dreamliner from New York to LA. It's just, again, no business making Greyhound seem like some sort of utopia on the road. So that's what I'm watching. I went on such a journey with Luther. It's been such a joy to sort of like revisit his music after watching it. And the jingle situation was a mind blower for me. Yeah. And I guess, sorry to be this person. And also sorry to be nostalgic about commercials. Like, it's all capitalism, I guess, whatever. Yeah. But I found myself being like nostalgic for this time where the ad agency would hire a songwriter to write a song, compose a beautiful arrangement, perform it, and then they would use it in a 90-second ad. A 90-second ad? We had the attention span to be watching 90-second advertisements.
It's illegal to
it's
even make
crazy.
a 90-second video on Instagram.
I know, it's insane. So like, I don't mean to be nostalgic about mid-century capitalism or something, but I don't know. I guess I just was feeling a type of way about how it's like life used to be so simple. Luther Vandross would just sing about Greyhound and we would get on the bus and everything was fine. But it just does make me sad to think that like a lot of that sort of classic artistry, whether it's in an ad or on his albums or whatever, is being lost because all of the AI guys think that people hate making music. For some reason, they all think that. And it's like, I just want to go on the Greyhound with Luther to the sky. I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
The thing where it's like, wow, AI is getting so sophisticated. You can't even tell that an AI wrote this commercial. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Because for some reason, Matthew McConaughey is sitting at an outdoor table in the rain with no lights and no food.
I can tell.
I can tell that an AI thought that that's what happens if you don't book your dinner reservation through the AI app.
Through Salesforce.
Through Salesforce. If you don't call if you call the restaurant instead of calling Salesforce, the human being at the restaurant is going to say, well, I guess I'll seat you outside in the dark in the rain at one of the tables that is not in use right now.
Oh, there's nobody inside the restaurant, but this is what you asked for, and I can't make any adjustments.
And
without a robot's approval.
You can't say anything about it to me. You have to sit there.
Until Woody Harrelson calls you over to go inside, because somehow that restaurant has an extra chair. Did the robot tell the server about the extra chair?
I feel like every commercial is nonsense right now. Yeah. Everything is just, what if we got two huge celebrities?
Yeah.
And we put them in there.
Everything is just celebrity combos now.
Celebrity combos.
Every single Super Bowl ad was like, here are two unlikely celebrities hanging out together. Here's Catherine O'Hara and Willem Dafoe playing pickleball for some reason. Here's Aubrey Plaza and Michael Shannon. Famously strange combos, just like you requested. Like,
now,
one person must have done...
Do you want our product now?
Do you want these Cheez-Its? Are you interested in the Cheez-Its? Doesn't have anything to do with combos, but we put two random celebrities in here just like you like. Somebody must have done one focus group where a single teenager was like, I love unexpected combos. And then they all were like, yo, somebody call Michael Shannon.
At least use it to advertise combos.
Please. Combo snacks. Where are you in this? Anyway, that's what I'm watching. Please give it a gander and listen to some Luther Vandross. And maybe, I don't know, go on a Greyhound or adopt a Greyhound.
Ooh.
Either way.
I would love to adopt a Greyhound.
They're so funny, I think.
They're so funny. And I think Barry would like to have one as his friend. Cute. Much like Toadus has as his companion a half-elf named, I forget. I don't even know what her deal is yet. Because I haven't gotten far enough in the freaking game. But yeah, I don't know why I brought that up, but I guess it's like Barry and the racing Greyhound that I'm going to adopt.
Because of Luther Vandross. Anyway. All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. We're going to end the show, but not before Lindy
Marge has something to say.
Well, she never has anything to say. We're going to end the show, but not before Lindy unsolved mystery solved about a conspiracy we discussed last week. So stay tuned. Well, Lindy, we done it again.
Yeah, I think we done it. We done it again, Megan. That's right.
Yeah.
We done it again.
Yeah. We're going to end the show now, but first you have to apologize.
Hey!
I'm calling you in.
Okay, I deserve it. So last week I thought I'd hit on something pretty big. I thought this goes all the way to the top. I had discovered a new conspiracy.
Yeah.
Called There's More Static Electricity Now. because backstory, in my defense, I've been getting shocked right and left.
Yeah.
Everything I touch, I burn everything I touch. It says zap, zap, zap everywhere I go. I travel to a different state. Zap, zap, zap. Megan, who sucks, immediately said, don't you think it's probably just that you're shuffling your feet?
Don't you?
I said, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that you have correctly identified the common denominator between all these zappings and that it's me. I don't think that's right. I don't think that can't be right. No, I said, no, that can't be right. There's something going on. There's something bigger going on.
Yeah.
Megs. Then a couple days ago, I'm moving around my house and I feel something and I look down and it's my own feet. And you know what, Megan? They're shuffling.
I'm sorry. I feel something. I look down and it's my own feet. What a sentence.
Megan, they're shuffling hard. They're shuffling everywhere. I am not picking them up at all. And then I thought,
the bottom of those feet haven't seen sunlight in years.
No, they have not taken one breath of fresh air. They've been locked. So yeah, I think that at some point, and this is going to become part of Lindy's rebuilding year. At some point over the last couple of years, I think I stopped picking up my feet when I walk. Yeah. It's easier. It's easier to just slide them.
But there are consequences for our behavior.
Much like in Baldur's Gate 3, when I came across the tiefling bard who had writer's block and that I helped her finish writing her song. The consequence of that was that I had to listen to her sing her entire song twice.
Yeah, and then take a video of it and send me the video. And it was very much giving, "We are les miserables. I am Javert." And I was like, oh, no.
So I'm learning a lot about the consequences of my actions from Baldur's Gate 3, and the consequence of me being too lazy to pick my trotters up is that I'm getting zapped all the time. So conspiracy debunked. Let no one say that I am not, that I don't hold myself accountable.
Yeah. Apology proffered, apology accepted.
Oh,
so
thanks.
Yeah, it's just really important to sit your ass down and listen when people try to tell you about shuffling your feet.
Look, I am sick and tired of white feminists insisting that they're not shuffling their feet when they walk. And it's time for us to have a little bit of accountability.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
once
recognize...
again, we will be posting a screen grab of a Notes app apology about this on our Instagram later today. Thank you for that, Lindy. I think we have one other thing, which is, have you ever sent us a present before? If so, who are you? As Faramir would say, if you're not an orc, then who are you? Because I feel like we get a lot of really cool stuff and then we don't get your names and then we never speak of it, but we would like to speak of it. Like, Lindy got that incredible the butter bell?
The $50 butter bell. So
from somebody at our live show in Seattle. I think that person did email us, but we never thanked them by name. So if that was you, write in again. Yep. And tell us who you are.
Department of Corrections. Thank you edition. Yeah. And because in about 400 episodes ago, we did an I Can Fix Her segment. And I said that I would be fixed if I had this $50 butter bell that I got, was advertised to me on Instagram, but I can't afford it. And then someone gave it to me.
Yeah. And then we never spoke of it again.
No,
which is crazy because that's what a friendly gift.
I know. And I'm scooping butter out of it on the daily.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh, you use it? Oh, we never talked about that.
I know.
Oh, that's so funny.
I know.
We're so sorry. So we got these hand thrown ceramic mugs from somebody who came to our show at the Patricia Resource Center in Beaverton, Oregon that have like quotes from the show, like stenciled into them.
Dude.
What's your name? Let us know. I love my little cup. I have it right behind me in my You can't see it because you're listening audially, and you probably won't see a video of this, but that's my cup right there that I keep right behind me every day in my office, and it's really cute. I can't believe you made that for us.
Mine's right on the other side of my laptop. It has an air plant in it because I'm afraid to use it because it's too precious.
I know.
I don't want to drink out of it in case, the dog knocks it into the garbage and smashes it. So I have a little plant in it, and I stare at it all day, every day while we're podcasting. So if you made the mugs, send us an email. Also, if you won the tattoo contest or contributed to the Text Me Bicky. I think we said we'd send you guys presents too. So
we did, and we didn't.
Can you let me know? Can you let me know who you are? Because look, I may be an expert podcaster and a legendary bard, but what I'm not is a good record keeper.
No.
So I just need a little help.
Let us know. And also, should we get a P.O. box so you can send us more presents?
Yeah.
Okay to think about. Let us know. Thanks for listening to the show. Yep. Please support it. Patreon.com/textmebackpod. You can also leave us a cash tip of however many dollars you want on Venmo at textmebackpod. You can send us any sum of money you want.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
We would take any amount that you have. If you're listening, Janet Yellen.
Yep. Milfred Keynes. If you're listening.
I think you might be dead, but if you're listening, send us $500, Milton Keynes.
Send us 500,000 pieces of gold.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to Text Me Back. If you like the show, please tell your best friend about us. Be sure to rate and review us. It helps people find the show. And most importantly, please support our Patreon so we can keep making this. It's patreon.com/textmebackpod. Text Me Back is a production of Meagan and Lindy, proud members of the BFF network. Our senior producer is Megan Hatcher-Mays. Our other senior producer is me. Our show is supported by Co-Pilot Collective and produced by Allie Slice. Our digital strategist is Chance Nichols.
Diana Bowen is our video and creative wizard. Our production team includes Lindy West, Megan Hatcher-Mays, our loves, our anxieties, and our fears.
Our music is by Chief Ahamefule J. Oluo.
Special thanks to our perfect angels, Jeannie Yandel, Brandy Fullwood, and Isolde Raftery.
I'm Lindy West.
And I'm Megan Hatcher-Mays. See you next week. Mwah!